Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about net neutrality here in the United States because some information has come to light that is just rather angering. And for that, we're going to turn to the Attorney General of the state of New York, Letitia James, who posted on Twitter this morning around 9:30 a.m. or so Eastern Time, and I quote, and this is a long quote from her multiple tweets. After a multi-year investigation, we found the nation's largest broadband companies funded a secret campaign to influence the FCC's repeal of net neutrality rules, resulting in millions of fake public comments impersonating Americans. These illegal schemes are unacceptable. The broadband industry hired marketing companies that co-opted and created identities and filed nearly 18 million fake comments with the FCC and sent over 500,000 fake letters to Congress in support of the repeal. This practice was also used to influence other policies. Today, we stopped 3 of these marketing companies from continuing their illegal behavior and recommended reforms to stop this type of fraud in the future. We will continue to shine a light on abuses and disinformation that drown out the voices of the American people. And I could hug Letitia James for doing this. This is great. I don't know her politics, but she is awesome for shining a light on this. Now, for more information, there was an article that was published about an hour ago from the time I am recording this, probably an hour to an hour and a half at the time you are watching or listening to this, by the New York Times that provided more information on what Attorney General James was talking about. And for that, we are going to, as I mentioned, turn to the New York Times because the internet providers were working through a group called Broadband for America and spent $4.2 million on this project, according to Attorney General James. Now, the effort generated roughly 9 million comments to basically the agency, FCC, and letters to Congress backing the rollback, almost all signed by people who had never agreed to the use of their names on such comments, according to this investigation. Some of these names had been obtained earlier in other marketing efforts, according to officials, and the agency approved the repeal in late 2017. That would be the FCC approving the repeal of net neutrality. Now, Broadband for America's members include some of the most prominent and largest internet service providers here in the United States, such as, for example, AT&T, Comcast, and Charter Communications, as well as several industry trade groups as well. Now, supporters of the repeal regularly cited the number of comments that were opposing net neutrality rules, and investigators said that Broadband for America had, quote, commissioned and publicized a third-party study of how many of these comments were being submitted and then briefed FCC officials on their findings as part of their push to, quote, instead of actually looking for real responses from the American people, marketing companies are luring vulnerable individuals to their websites with freebies, co-opting their identities, and fabricating responses that giant corporations are then using to influence the policies and laws that govern our lives. And again, that is a quote from Letitia James, Attorney General of the state of New York. So that is rather infuriating in the sense that you might have gone to a website, punched in your information to get whatever it is you were getting or doing. A marketing company took your name and decided not just for net neutrality, but also for other things as well, as we are finding out, and simply slapped your name on whatever they were paid to be pro or con for. So, for example, if I find my name in let's say, a response to the FCC that says Nick Espinoza, chief security fanatic, is basically all for the repeal of net neutrality, I think I'm going to sue somebody. That is a huge, huge problem. That is a violation of a person's identity. That is identity theft. And we have a huge problem with identity theft of criminal hackers. The last thing we need is identity theft based on corporations hiring a marketing firm to essentially do a criminal activity. That's a huge, huge problem. I am so glad this came to light. I think more dominoes are going to fall. We're going to see more information on this. I'm obviously going to keep you up to date here, but that's what we know right now. And I think it behooves all of us, and I'm hoping that what's going to happen is either the state of New York or the federal government will put up a website to say, punch in your name and show me, punch in your name and we'll show you where you have responded or commented on something. And you may find out that you have been for or against agricultural subsidies, or, the for or against some just random thing that you have no concept of and doesn't apply to you, but a marketing company got a hold of your name and basically said, yeah, you're now for or against the death penalty. You're now for or against gun control. And it may be completely opposite of what you believe. That is ridiculous. That is outrageous. And hopefully we're going to sue somebody, because I think that's what it's going to take to have this practice stop as soon as we identify it. And that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where hopefully you will not be co-opted. And please follow me on YouTube as well, where hopefully you will not be co-opted. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.